50 Cent and Drake, they meet up in Canada. 50's gonna 50 as well, man. 50 was on stage, extremely petty.
Yep.
So
Yeah, man.
petty, bro.
Yeah, he thanked Canada
Hell yeah.
for just being with him and rocking with him, and and he even said it. Lou, what did he say? A couple of y'all.
Yeah, a couple of y'all kicked out Rick Ross.
Yeah, man.
Rick Ross is
pointed in the audience. A couple of y'all kicked Rick Ross.
Fifth, right here. One more.
Oh, so y'all ain't gonna let nobody disrespect the West Coast, huh? Oh, y'all ain't gonna let nobody mock and imitate our legends, huh?
All right, girls, have you seen what's happening with Drake and Kendrick Lamar? It's like the whole hip-hop community is throwing shade at Drake. But guess what? Not everyone has ditched him. 50 Cent recently flew to Toronto to hang out with Drake, and they're cooking up some secret project together. Now, even though 50 isn't a West Coast guy, he's got those West Coast vibes because of his connection to Dr. Dre. So Kendrick's fans are now accusing 50 of trolling Kendrick and betraying the culture. Did you catch that 50 wore an LA hat instead of his usual NYC one during his meeting with Drake? Fans are buzzing, trying to decode the message he's sending to the West Coast. Some folks think 50 is just being his petty self, maybe even trolling Rick Ross, and it has nothing to do with Kendrick or the West Coast. But you know what, girls? Fans are still giving 50 the side-eye for this move, especially with the drama over Drake disrespecting the West Coast and Tupac. Oh, and the same day Drake met up with 50, he flaunted a new car that looked a lot like Tupac's. Then, the next day, Drake posted another mirror selfie rocking a Tupac shirt. So, with 50 being tight with Dr. Dre, fans are feeling some type of way about him linking up with Drake. I mean, sure, it could be just business, nothing personal, but let's be real, 50 doesn't need Drake to grow his empire. He's been killing it on his own, so what's the deal with 50 teaming up with Drake? Is he just making money moves and trolling Rick Ross, or is he actually declaring himself Team Drake and co-signing Drake's West Coast disses? Let's break it down.
You're making me feel so at home. Yeah. Because some of y'all, I kick Rick Ross ass, right? So I want to thank you again for making me.
Not to be a hater, but have you seen how the rap world is rallying behind Kendrick Lamar in his feud with Drake? Well, 50 Cent isn't letting that beef stop him from doing business with Drizzy. On Sunday, July 21st, 50 took to Instagram and shared a photo of himself hanging out with Drake the night before. And let me tell you, it set the internet ablaze. In his caption, 50 teased, "Brainstorming last night, me and Champagne Papy are going to get the cameras rolling. Biggest thing on your TV." Meanwhile, there's also this video making the rounds online showing 50 and Drake laughing it up over some drinks. So, we know 50 Cent is looking to expand his power universe, and it's possible that the project he and Drake were brainstorming might involve Drake's past life as an actor and producer, or maybe even a Top Boy crossover. And girls, if you don't know, 50's involvement in the Drake-Kendrick saga could be more about throwing shade at his old nemesis, Rick Ross. Just last month, 50 clowned Ross after he got jumped in Vancouver for playing Not Like Us. You know what? The drama never ends.
Hey guys, I just saw a very unfortunate situation that took place in Canada, and I wanted to say to everyone, that I hope that brother made it home safely. I hope that he now has a different perspective and a better sense of what to do and what not to do while you're out in the world, that part where the young guy went he did this little move and got knocked right there. That does not reflect him. That reflects his camp, and he might need to go get the dream chaser.
All right, girls, let's spill some tea. Not to be a hater, but have you seen the latest drama? Even if 50 Cent is just doing business with Drake to troll Rick Ross, Kendrick's fans are seriously unimpressed. They're calling out 50 for disrespecting Kendrick and the entire West Coast, stirring the pot on purpose. And if you don't know, girls, the Drake-Kendrick feud isn't just about who's the better rapper. For years, Drake has been slammed with culture vulture accusations. Recently, he stirred things up even more by blatantly disrespecting West Coast legends like Tupac, and then with those PDF allegations swirling around Drake's OVO crew, fans are saying 50 might as well team up with Diddy next. Many are accusing 50 of being a sellout, saying there's a fine line between being a smart businessman and having no principles. Besides that, folks are also wondering how 50 Cent, who was discovered by Dr. Dre, doesn't feel any type of way about cozying up to someone who's been consistently disrespecting the West Coast. Because, like I said, this beef is clearly way deeper than just Drake versus Kendrick. It's about the hip-hop community's frustration with Drake engaging in what many see as culture vulture behavior. Over the past couple of years, these feelings reached a fever pitch when Drake started doubling down on his disrespect for the West Coast and its legends. He first bragged on push-ups that he's more loved in LA than Kendrick, then on tailor-made freestyle. He went a step further and used Tupac and Snoop Dogg's AI voices to diss Kendrick. And since Drake had already stirred the pot by purchasing Tupac's iconic ring, the West Coast wasn't going to let this slide. Tupac's family made it clear they want nothing to do with Drake, blasting him for disrespecting Tupac's legacy by using an AI voice to diss Kendrick. The family forced Drake to pull tailor-made freestyle from his social media, and the attorney for the Tupac Shakur estate, Howard E. King, said in a statement that Drake's unauthorized use of Tupac's voice was a flagrant violation of Tupac's publicity in the estate's legal rights. King said the estate would never have approved this use. The unauthorized, equally dismaying use of Tupac's voice against Kendrick Lamar, a good friend to the estate who has given nothing but respect to Tupac and his legacy publicly and privately, compounds the insult. But Drake didn't care. He continued to poke the bear and troll the West Coast. On his Kendrick diss track, Family Matters, Drake raps, "You know who really bangs his set? My Ninja Y." Now, this pissed off a lot of people on the West Coast because, first of all, Y is from Compton and rolls with the same crew Kendrick is affiliated with. And then there's also the fact that YG already told Drake to keep his name out of any beef. On the track, Weird, YG rapped, "When it's smoke, don't ever mention my name." Let's not forget that YG showed his allegiance by standing with Kendrick during his The Pop-Out show in Inglewood in June. Not only did YG rock the stage during DJ Mustard's set, but he was also seen dancing while Kendrick performed. You know what, girls? This drama is only getting juicier by the minute. Alright girls, you might think this is a bit of a stretch, but if you've been keeping up with Drake, you know this is so on brand for him. He loves those sly, subliminal messages on Instagram. Case in point, this new mirror selfie he shared just one day after hanging out with 50 Cent. Drake was seen posing in a green airbrushed Tupac Only God Can Judge Me t-shirt and topped off the look with a pair of sparkling emerald-colored Timberland boots. Now there's nothing I appreciate more than a good troll. But the fact that Drake is still using Tupac's image to taunt Kendrick and the West Coast, even after Tupac's family and estate made it clear they don't mess with him, is just bizarre. And if you don't know, girls, Dr. Dre's protege, 50 Cent, was right there with him in Toronto, stirring the pot and taunting the West Coast about Tupac. I mean, 50 might not be a West Coast native, but he's got deep ties there thanks to Dr. Dre. Remember, it was Eminem and Dre who gave 50 his big break when the whole industry was sleeping on him, and he's been ride or die loyal to them ever since. And let's not forget, Dr. Dre very publicly threw his support behind Kendrick during his beef with Drake, even hitting the stage with him at the pop-up show in Inglewood. They performed Tupac's hit California Love and introduced Kendrick's first live performance of Not Like Us.
Hold on, Drake. You ain't gonna say nothing else before, we continue the party?
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just need a moment of silence for this. Psst, I stink.
Hey, mustard on a beat, how deep, bro, anywhere. We throw man down, call an Amber Lamb, tell him breathe, bro. To the cross, he walk around like, what's up with these jabroni ass niggas? He Compton. The industry can hate me. Fuck Lily mama. How many op really got? Mean it's too many options. Finish pass on his body. I'm John Stockton.
So, with Dre backing Kendrick and 50 Cent cozying up to Drake while he's throwing serious shade at the West Coast, it's got everyone wondering, how does Dre feel about 50's new alliance with Drizzy? What is 50 thinking doing business with someone who's been blatantly disrespecting the West Coast? You know what, girls? Some fans are saying it's not that deep. They believe 50 Cent has always been about business first. But let's be real, isn't there more to this story? The tension is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. So girls, don't be a stranger. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for our next video. You won't want to miss it. Trust me, it's going to be a wild ride.